Hey, what's up guys? This week we're talking about speed and how you can implement speed into your marathon training. So let's get stuck in. What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is episode 3 I think in our London Marathon, Manchester Marathon training series. If you're new to the channel, I am training for Manchester and the London Marathon next year, and I am planning on running a sub 4 hour Manchester Marathon, hopefully. To do that, I'm going to be doing various different things throughout my training, and if you hopefully saw last week's video, you would have seen that part of my training plan on a Tuesday is a speed run. Now, some of the feedback I got from you guys was, well, what is that speed training? What do those speed runs entail? And how can you put speed into your training? So in this video, we're going to be talking about that briefly. So let's get stuck in. Right guys, so speed work, and what do I mean by speed work in my training plan? Now, I have 3 runs that I do. So on a Tuesday, I alternate between 3 different runs. And the reason I alternate between 3 different runs is because I like to change it up. I like to do different things. I like to work different muscles, and I like to work at different paces. So the first one is a tempo run. Right guys, so tempo runs. I absolutely love a tempo run. Now, what is a tempo run? I've done a video on it, surprisingly enough. Check it out exactly, and I'll talk about exactly what it is. But it's basically you holding a strong pace for a period of time. So you're not going flat out like an interval, you know, which is a strong, quick burst of speed. It's a fast pace that you hold over a period of time. It's not something you can hold a conversation at, for example. But say, check out the video. Now, what I do on my tempo runs, I run it's a 7.75, and that's purely because of the loop. But let's say 8 kilometers for argument's sake. I do a 1K warm up, which is around 5 minutes per kilometer. And then I dip below that, and then I hold that sort of 4:45, 4:50 pace per kilometre over the rest of the 6K, or 6 point something K. And then I get to that little bit at the end, the 0.75, whatever it is, which I use as a cool down. Just to give you a clue on pacing, so my tempo runs versus my long run pace. My long run pace is no faster than a 6 minute per kilometre. So, you know, you're talking a minute and a bit faster than my long run pace. That's how much of a difference it is, to give you a bit of a clue. I know some people work in miles, but try and convert it if you can. But there's basically, I'm trying to illustrate, there's quite a big delta between my long run pace and my tempo run pace. I can hold that pace for quite a while, and I'm quite well, not comfortable, but I'm quite confident at holding that pace. It is a great run for me. I love it purely because you can see over the period of a training block how your fitness is going, how long you can hold that tempo pace for, how quicker you get over that tempo pace. It's a real good gauge over your marathon training, how fitter and faster you're getting. I say, and it is, even if you don't fancy intervals, and if you don't fancy hill sprints, and we'll get onto them in a minute, just do a tempo run. Even if you do 1 tempo run a week, it will make a huge difference for your marathon training. Right guys, so intervals, that's the next one on my sort of hit list of speed work. Now, what I do for my intervals, and it's slightly different for everybody, but what I do personally is I do a minute easy pace, a minute hard pace. I mean really hard pace, minute cool down, go again. I do that over a 5-6 kilometre, but I'm really going for it. Now, that's not what everybody does. Some people do like 30-second bursts, and you know, you're doing sprints up and down, all that kind of stuff. We do them on a Wednesday night at the Couch to Marathon course. I do elements of them. So like we will sprint up, jog back, sprint up, jog back. We'll do them like 6 reps. So we'll do 6 of those, then we'll go again, and all that sort of stuff. But for me, oh, bless me. But for me, I like to do, on a Tuesday, I like to do this kind of interval-ish work, which is, as I say, is that minute fast, minute slow, minute fast, minute slow. But I'm going like, so give you an idea of pacing, because we spoke about it on my tempo pace. So my tempo pace is around that 4:45, 4:50. I'm looking at like 4:20 as fast as I can over that minute, whatever I can hold over that minute. Even trying to get as close to 4-minute kilometers as I can. I'm really gunning for it. It's got to be a flat route. I really need a flat route to do it, and that's why I run on the 7.75 bit I do, because it is flat. But that's what I do for intervals. And then there's hill sprints. So hill sprints is another key one that I do on a Tuesday. There's a couple of hills around here, but there's not many. So what I do, like today, which is what I'm going to be running out to do, is I do a little bit of intervals to start with, just to warm up. So I'll do a few sprints up and down, like 30-second bursts of sprinting. I'll then get ready, and then I'll head on out, because there's a nice hill at the end of this trail that I do. And basically when I get there, so it's about 2 kilometers to get there, which is quite nice. I then start doing, and actually I did a video about this, I think, on hills. But basically I will sprint for 30 seconds up the hill, walk back. I will then sprint for 45 seconds, walk back. And I will just repeat that up until a minute. Then I'll come down, then I'll wait a little bit, get my breath back. And then what I'll do is I'll start trying a minute sprints, if that's doable, depends on how I'm feeling, but I will try and do minute sprints up the hill. Like, so basically I'm going full out for a minute, and I will do that 6 times. That's enough for me. And then I do a 2k run back. So it's kind of tough. It's really hard. It's probably the hardest run. It's actually harder, I find, than the intervals or the sprints. Like I said, I do one with the club runners on a Wednesday where we're doing sprints. But I find it really, really hard. It really burns everything off. It's just an absolute killer. But like I say, so just to recap, for hill sprints, I go 2 kilometer run. I say I do a little bit of a warm up. I engage my legs beforehand with just a couple of sprints. I then run up to the hill 2 kilometers. Then I'll do these like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, minute blasts. Then come back, get my breath back, and then I'm attacking the hill for a minute, full out sprint. It is an absolute killer, but I really find that it benefits me. Turn around and I run home. And that's my kind of hill sprint workout. So that's it, guys. That's what I do for speed work. And as I say, it's really important, if you can, get it into your training plan. Even if one of those 3 runs that you're doing a week is a speed session, I would really recommend it. Don't go on what I do, because your experience level is going to be different, and everybody's different. Like I say, this is the sort of stuff I do that works for me. It might not work for you, but have a look at it, Google it, have a hunt around. But even if this video gives you a few ideas, I've achieved what I wanted to achieve. But that's it from me. Don't forget to leave some comments what you want me to talk about over the coming weeks. Really appreciate you sticking around. Next week, I think we'll probably talk about recovery, something like that. So I'll catch you guys next week.